In the final decade of our lives, we faced the ultimate fragility of existence. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, she took my hand, her grip weaker yet still determined. "It's almost time," she said with a soft smile. I nodded, understanding without words. We had lived more than most could dream. We had loved beyond the boundaries of distance, culture, and circumstance. We had endured heartbreak, sickness, loss, and the relentless passage of time. And through it all, we had chosen each other, every day, for every moment of a lifetime. As the night fell, we sat together, holding hands, hearts beating in synchrony. Our breath slowed, but our love remained as vibrant as the first spark that had ignited on that park bench so many years ago. In the quiet of the evening, surrounded by the memories of a lifetime, I whispered, 100 years, we lived them every single day. She smiled, eyes glistening with tears and contentment. Yes, and I would choose you all over again. And with that, the final chapter of our story was written, not in the pages of history, but in the enduring bond of two souls who had chosen each other against all odds. Our promise of 100 years had been fulfilled, not merely in time, but in the depth of love, resilience, and devotion that defined a lifetime together. Even as the world carried on beyond our quiet existence, our story remained eternal, a testament to the power of enduring love, the beauty of shared trials, and the simple, extraordinary act of choosing each other every day. I smiled, pressing a kiss to her temple. We've already survived so much. Life will keep testing us, but we'll endure. That 100-year promise isn't just a number. It's every choice we make to stay together, to love through it all. In that moment, I realized that love is not a static feeling. It is an ongoing act of courage, empathy, and devotion. It is in the mundane, the routine, and the shared burdens that true intimacy flourishes. And while life would continue to present trials, we had built a foundation strong enough to weather them all. As the years continued, we faced the inevitable adjustments that come with midlife. Careers evolving, parents aging, friends changing, and our own bodies reminding us of time's passage. Yet each challenge strengthened our bond rather than weakened it. We had learned the most important lesson of all. 100 years is not about avoiding hardship. It is about growing together through every storm, every triumph, and every quiet, ordinary day that becomes extraordinary simply because we share it. Part 5. Golden Years and Reflections. By the time we reached our 50s, the rhythm of life had slowed in some ways, yet remained just as rich. The frantic pace of careers had given way to more measured work, the daily grind replaced by a quieter, more intentional way of living. We had seen children grow, friends move away or fade, and family age. Each passing year left its mark on us, both physically and emotionally, yet our bond, tempered by decades of trials and triumphs, had never been stronger. Our mornings began with quiet rituals. Tea on the balcony, soft music filling the apartment, and conversations that spanned the trivial and the profound. We had perfected the art of coexistence, not just as lovers, but as companions who had shared nearly every aspect of life. There was a comfort in this routine, a beauty in the ordinary that had once seemed mundane. Travel remained a vital part of our life. We revisited places that had shaped our story. Central Park, where our love had first flourished, the Adirondacks, where we had sought refuge from life's chaos, and even distant corners of Europe, where new memories were forged alongside reflections on the past. Each journey was both a celebration of our present and a homage to the years that had brought us there. Health, inevitably, became a more pressing concern. We faced surgeries, hospital visits, and the slow reminders that time was unyielding. I remembered holding her hand through a minor heart procedure, marveling at the strength she exhibited even as fear flickered in her eyes. She, in turn, was there for me during bouts of fatigue, minor strokes, and other warnings that our bodies, though resilient, were not invincible. These trials, while sobering, reinforced the depth of our commitment. Love, we realized, was as much about caregiving and presence as it had once been about passion and excitement. Amid these challenges, reflection became a daily practice. On quiet evenings, we would sit together, looking through old photographs, letters, and keepsakes from decades past. We laughed at youthful mistakes, marveled at the persistence of shared dreams, and sometimes, Tears fell freely as we acknowledged the fragility and beauty of life. "I can hardly believe it," she whispered one evening, her hand resting on mine. "We've lived through so much together. And yet it feels like only yesterday we met at Washington Square Park." I smiled, my eyes tracing the lines of her face, now etched with years of laughter, worry, and love. "100 years may be a promise," I said. "But it's these moments, the quiet, ordinary, extraordinary moments, that truly define it." Friends and family often remarked on our bond, amazed at the longevity and resilience of our relationship. We had endured separations, career demands, health scares, cultural challenges, and heartbreaks that. The late evenings became times of storytelling. We recounted tales of our youth, the mistakes and adventures that had brought us together, and the wisdom gained from years of shared experience. These narratives were for us alone. Yet they carried a weight that was almost sacred, a living testament to the life we had built, the love we had nurtured, and the promise we had fulfilled in spirit, if not yet in literal years. As we approached our 60s, the city around us seemed different, quieter, more forgiving. We no longer rushed through life. We walked slowly, savoring the small joys. A cup of tea in the morning sun, the soft rustle of leaves in Central Park, the familiar laughter of grandchildren we had grown proud to know. Our love, once fiery and urgent, had transformed into a steady flame, warm and enduring, illuminating each remaining day with its presence. One night, sitting side by side on the balcony where so many conversations had begun, I took her hand and said, "We promised 100 years. I don't know if we'll make it literally, but I know we've lived it in every meaningful way. Every trial, every joy, every ordinary moment, it has been ours." She smiled, eyes glistening with tears and gratitude. "We have," she whispered. "And even if time ends before 100, the love we've shared is infinite. That's what matters." In that golden hour, with the city lights sparkling and the gentle breeze carrying the scent of distant rain, we understood the true essence of a lifetime together. It is not measured by the years we count, but by the love we cultivate, the trials we endure, and the moments we share. Our promise of 100 years had been fulfilled in spirit, in depth, and in unbreakable devotion. And so, as we sat hand in hand, hearts synchronized by decades of shared experience, I knew with certainty that our story, though still unfolding, was a testament to the enduring power of love, resilience, and the unwavering choice to live life together through. Part 6, A Lifetime Fulfilled. The years that followed were quieter, slower, yet no less profound. Our bodies bore the marks of decades. Silver in our hair, lines etched by laughter and sorrow, hands that trembled slightly but still sought each other's with unwavering certainty. Yet the fire in our hearts remained, steady and enduring. We had become witnesses not only to each other's lives, but to generations we had nurtured and loved. Children, nieces, nephews, and friends often remarked on the bond we shared, marveling at how two people could endure so much and yet remain devoted, playful, and deeply in love. We would smile, knowing that the years had only deepened the connection that had begun on that fateful evening in Washington Square Park so many decades ago. Health challenges came with the territory of age. We faced hospital visits, medications, and moments of fear. Yet, each obstacle was met together. I held her hand through surgeries, she comforted me through illnesses. The promise we had made as young adults, to live 100 years together, was no longer a whimsical statement but a living testament to endurance, resilience, and unwavering devotion. One particularly serene afternoon, as we sat in the garden of our small home, watching the leaves turn amber and gold, she looked at me with the same intensity that had captured me decades earlier. "Do you remember our first promise?" she asked softly. I smiled, taking her hand. "Every word, every heartbeat, every day has been a fulfillment of that promise." She rested her head on my shoulder. Even now, I whispered. We spent our days in reflection, storytelling, and gentle routines. We revisited the parks, cafes, and streets that had shaped our journey, each place now steeped in memories. Friends had come and gone, families aged, and the world outside shifted and evolved, but within our shared space, time had almost stopped, frozen in the love we had cultivated together.